Congress gears up to stake claim for government formation. Approaches governor to call for a special assembly session. NPP MLA RAJKUMARI says Chief Minister N. Biren's autocratic style of leadership impelled him to tender his resignation from cabinet ministership. MLA Megachandra approaches Manipur Assembly Secretary for removal of Yumnam Khemchan as Speaker of Manipur Legislative Assembly. People pay tributes to slain brave hearts on 19th Great June Uprising Unity Day at Kekupat Memorial Site in Imphal. And India reports 12,881 new confirmed cases of COVID-19 in the last 24 hours. Death toll reaches 12,237. Kurumjari, good evening. You are watching Thursday Evening News on Impact TV. And I'm Victoria Rajkumari with you. Our top stories this evening. A team led by former Chief Minister RAJKUMARI Bobby is meeting Governor Dr. Najma Heptulla this evening to stake claim for government formation. Congress is gearing up to form government after recent withdrawal of support by 9 MLAs to Chief Minister Nongthombam Biren-led BJP coalition state government and pledged their support for the Congress party. Congress MLAs T.H. Lokeshwar, A.K. Mirabai, Chaltalin Amo and President of National People's Party NPP Thangmilan Kipgen sought appointment to meet Governor Najma Heptulla at Raj Bhavan today. Opposition has formed Secular Progressive Front (SPF) with ex-Chief Minister RAJKUMARI Bobby as leader. The team led by RAJKUMARI Bobby will raise a no-confidence motion against Chief Minister N. Biren-led BJP government. The newly formed SPF has requested the governor to convene a special assembly session to conduct floor test at the earliest.
Address to the governor requesting for calling special sessions of the Manipur Legislative Assembly to adopt the resolution on the no confidence motion against the ministry led by Sri N. Biren Singh and calling the newly formed Secular Progressive Front SPF under the leadership of Sri RAJKUMARI Bobby Singh, leader of the single largest party, the Indian National Congress INC.
MLA ahum amasung NPP ki President Thangmilan Kipgena Governor Unabasang Kiba Asida Hariba no confidence motion Thangatpagi asi Governor Unabagi Adumba Ayaba Lobo Sankibani Hariba Asida Makoy the Governor na Puma Pabuki Manunda Unanabagi Matam Pirak Lage Habigi Tazaba Pirak Labu Matung Hariba MLA Mirabai Lokesor Thangmilan Kipgena Simba Sum no Hariba MLA Singasi Tokraga Hariba CLP leader dumba hanagi Chief Minister RAJKUMARI Bobby yauna atopa MLA sing amasung Congress hokatpa MLA sing loinena puma phawgi manungda Raj Bhavan da laknabagi thorang amadi tawri hojiki oina camera person Chungkham Subhas ka loinena pagdum jariba RC Mangangcha Impact News Raj Bhavan.
NPP Kashamthong MLA Langpok Lakpam RAJKUMARI, who recently resigned from the cabinet ministership, has said that he tendered his resignation due to the autocratic leadership style of Chief Minister Nongthombam Biren. Speaking to media at his quarter in Babupara today, former Health Minister RAJKUMARI said NPP will not negotiate with N. Biren-led BJP state government anymore. He accused N. Biren of keeping all powers within himself and of ruling the BJP-led state coalition government with few favored bureaucrats. RAJKUMARI claimed that N. Biren tries to accumulate every fund of the government into police housing as he is in charge of the portfolio. The former health minister expressed disappointment that he could not carry out significant works to fight the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, since the chief minister never listened to any of his plans, which rendered his post as a health minister meaningless. The NPP MLA says he is unsure of which political party will form the state government.
Any department couldn't make it live, Makaki Tabak, civil work, couldn't make Mana police housing and Tamni Highway decision to carry Kinosini. Police housing say my Makado home, Makada lay, Amasung Magi, Yam and Laknava, Lopana, Tagan the P. Yamagin control Makada lay. Aduna, Maramo, Tangi, Hira, Natragana, police housing the scene to go. Tabakudimak say, machine, any hell of a Jala and Habato. Sometimes people used to ask against the chief minister Kumashia to Haiva, Pashasu Akodiga to Kairamba, Aduka Tayum Saviva, Adugari Machamaga, I have become people to Adu Buddha minister over Harris. I in the minister or in Haibaga in the private department of Karimba Chiminama, Tonga Lakata Makri Fish generation Madugini and Habagi, Kudol Matongi and Habise, Makambi Dongi Havari, Madin Matin Pambi Dongi Havari. Hill Minister Amabu Jenim Sasambiati, Karino Sini. As Health Minister, I am not allowed to handle the administration of Jenims. Jenims is society ki chairman je masi honorable chief minister oi. Dr. Nistai Torokam the only in those cases minister da awa purulawan ko bunatana Jenims kita simatoksi abegi good proposal kai lege and have se no hangar was in hangde prajasana de khale arts and culture minister ne abhi. But do I have the legal permission to go inside the Kangla? Otherwise no. It is being handled by the Kangla board, whose chairman is none other than our honorable chief minister. But you talk the arts and culture, you know, Erika Pira, Jenims, I get young Jinjage. Arts and culture is a Shimatanga, Tang Yang Jinjage. The ultimate authority, you take all the authority, no Ojo, it's a high. But Aduchukamata, he doesn't give any hit. Can't talk the angel. Adutakati, where is the pleasure of being the minister in charge of arts and culture and health?
Congress MLA K. Megachandra has submitted a notice to the Secretary of Manipur Legislative Assembly for the removal of Yumnam Khemchan as Speaker of Manipur Legislative Assembly under Article 179 Clause C of the Indian Constitution. The notice submitted under Rules of Procedures and Conduct of Business Section 307 Clause 1 of the Manipur Legislative Assembly said that the motion for the removal of the Speaker is necessitated on the ground that the Speaker's actions are unconstitutional and illegal. It accused the Speaker reopening the proceedings on 7 MLAs disqualification cases supposed to be held on June 22nd to June 17 on social media. Thereby, the Speaker has conducted himself in an authoritarian manner against democratic principles. MLA K. Megachandra requests to accept the notice and the motion for leave to move the resolution for removal of the Speaker in the list of business of the Assembly. 12 members of the State Assembly have supported the move. People today offered floral tributes to the 8 martyrs who laid down their lives to protect the territorial integrity of Manipur on June 18 in 2001. Observation Committee, United Committee Manipur UCM and All Manipur United Clubs Organization AMUCO organized the 19th Great June Uprising Unity Day at the Kirkupat Memorial since early morning. The last rites of the martyrs were performed at Kirkupat and the memorial has been set up in their memory. Friends and families of the deceased brave hearts, leaders of civil society organizations and many people paid homage at the memorial. Observance Committee Chairman Sunil Karam and Vice Chairman Nando Luwang hoisted a flag symbolizing integrity of Manipur at half-staff followed by Thangta performance to mark the event. It may be recalled that on June 8 in 2001, people agitated against the without territorial limit clause included in the Bangkok Declaration signed between the Government of India and NSCNIM. People from all walks of life rose in revolt in what could be described as the mass uprising on an unprecedented scale in modern Manipur history. Irate and agitated mobs and thousands took to these streets, risking their lives and torched State Assembly building, offices of many political parties and houses of political leaders and former ministers. The mob tried to storm the heavily guarded Chief Minister's bungalow and many were killed when CRPF personnel posted there opened fire indiscriminately. 18 persons died in the police firing. Chairman of the Great June Uprising and Unity Day Observance Committee, Sunil Karam, has warned those politicians who try to harm the integrity of Manipur not to forget the June 18 incident. He said that the June Uprising of 2001 clearly shows that people of Manipur are fearless in sacrificing their lives when it comes to safeguarding the state's integrity. Speaking at the observance held at Kekrupa today, Sunil Karam said it is high time to expose those who try to cause conflicts among communities in Manipur. He warned that people in the state will not hesitate to steer into hesitation to protect the state. He further warned that political talk should not be steered against any community.
Saigi taraga mapanu haure adu ngarang da mali adu kuma thadok jun 2001 da laikhidaba mayam kap khiba law khiba su khiba adu kuma maikhu mayam ta khiba no mayam singdo ngasi miyam punamakta na kong sinja se ngasi ma oiroi ningi adu kuma laba athobi kaya na I kat khiba thawai na pontha pi khiba adu kuma mayam punamase ngasi gi aikoi gi birol na so aikoi adu kuma na khoi gi damakta aikoi leiri haibase masi tungi mirol aikoi na observe torgana apunba Manipur amagi manglana apunba nation namang sagatna gi damakta aikoi su lebi haidana ngasi ke topa asida aikoi miyam punamak wasap minari haikal lakat taminari ikai kuminari haibase karigumba kanagumba Manipur gi mayok ta torbu khodi makta aikoi thengdagani.
While Vice Chairman of the Observance Committee, Nando Luwang, accused the Indian government of playing divide and rule policy in the state, he cautioned the people to be aware of such tactics.
Sahi khuding ye khoi na masi ningching jeribi ki maram di Manipur ki miyam na Manipur ki apun bagi saktam ki damak matam pung badale kani hai bido khoi utsaban kani ki damak da masi hanjan na phong no ni bano hai gadi Manipur ki apun ba saktam da thukai na ba sahi khuding ye pulai kana hodo Bombay of India na awang no pok lamdam gi marui na Manipur ki miyam ki apun ba saktam da singsep thajal laga khoi masi khaibung Tanaba Tabundra Dagi Hebse, Masi, a coin a hecta Hikenba, a coin anti Indian with the Namada, not the Karigumba, Banasa Hikin of Nateva. Tobak the Topo, Toxing Aduna, Yam Ling Raba Pramani.
Like previous years, Voluntary Help Unit Committee, VUHC RIMS Hospital, along with Amuko and UCM, today kicked off 2 blood donation camps in tribute to the martyrs of 18 June 2001. 40 volunteers donated blood on the first day of the camps to be held for 3 days at Department of Transfusion Medicine, RIMS. Donors were appreciated with certificate, badge and marks.
Kudingi Pangtok Sava voluntary blood donation camp asing asisu asigi 2020 gi oina so koi lockdown lai khiba maram or kan dai koi missing yam na hen pibadi koi handake asida ya tokjedra aduna kana gumba blood makhata na pining bel rega jo koi gi date hayeng date 19 20 ba koi gi blood donation camp asi chathagani
makhata ba e piba lak piba singna iji nom do kunne hen pi ya do madu khudun cha do le aduna nimisi gi sinjena raga aham lak podana ngasi pire na ngdo jing duna tang kun pi na ma do gi arrange to koi tokjeri ha
The Great June Uprising Unity Day was also observed at Eastern Youth Development Association EYDA Community Hall today. United Porompat Baruni Road organization located at Porompat Baruni Road, an apex body of 13 local clubs, organized the commemoration event. COVID-19 Relief Committee Samuro, under the initiative of Amuko, UCM, also observed the 19th Great June Uprising Unity Day at Samuro Market today. Residents of YCM Kongjen Laikai also commemorated the Great June Uprising Day at the locality's community hall. 19th, the Great June Uprising Day was also observed in Judibam district today. Various civil society organizations, students' organization and Meda-Paibis groups jointly organized the event at Azuka office in Babupara, Judibam. Meete Council More, All Community Development Organization of More, Nupi Kunai Chaukat Lamjing Luf More, Kha Nongpok Apunba Nupiluf More, All Manipur Students Union Technopal District Committee More also jointly observed 19th Great Zone Uprising Unity Day 2020 in More Town. People of 5 localities of More Town took part in the event. New State Organization Kwakaitel Hainong Khongnembi Makhalaikai also observed 19th Great Zone Uprising Day today. Kaishamthong MLA L. RAJKUMARI today felicitated students of Kaishamthong constituency who made into the top 25 positions of the recently declared Class 10 examination conducted by Board of Secondary Education Manipur. L. RAJKUMARI presented cash rewards of 10,000 rupees and certificate each to the 5 meritorious students at the MLA's quarter in Babupara today. Commissioner of Education S has indefinitely postponed consultative meeting to discuss on reopening of schools and colleges, which was supposed to be held on June 20th. Now it's time for a small commercial break. After the break, we bring you news on updates on coronavirus cases. We'll be back with the details after the break. Keep watching Impact News.
Extra School Gharia Wanlekai Class 11 Sciences online registration opens for the session 2020-21. Visit school website www.extraschool.com. Read the instructions properly before filling up the form. Last date of registration 18 June 2020. For direct admission 80% and above, last date will be 17 June up to 2 p.m. Ichabu mahitam hanba haibasi mama mapasingna machada piba ngamba khwaidigi chabu khudolni. Slopland Public School, biggest and the finest residential school, Manipur gi oina lemjuningai oiraba, mahei tampam ama oiriba, khwaidigi junaraba mafamda semgatlaba, CBSE the affiliate toba higher secondary school oiri. Ichasingbu admission tawiduna mama mapasingna machada piba ngamba, khwaidigi chabu khudol oibiu, ichagi phazabalam chat sajati ahombadu ubiu, Slopland Public School Khongjom.
Banthoibi Group of Companies presents Banthoibi Housing Finance Company Limited, regulated by National Housing Bank, wholly owned by Reserve Bank of India, provides subsidized home loan under PMAY CLS Housing for All by 2022 mission. Banthoibi Microfin deals with microfinance activities only. Banthoibi Nidhi Limited provides loan against fixed deposit, loan against property, etc. Banthoibi Constructions Private Limited facilities. Booking started for real estate residential projects of flats, villas or row houses, etc. For more details, kindly contact Banthoibi Housing Finance Company Limited and its subsidiary group of companies or report to Rangbam Leitlai Imphal.
Welcome back. You're watching Thursday Evening News on Impact TV. India has reported 12,881 new confirmed cases of COVID-19 in the last 24 hours. As per the Union Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, India's confirmed cases have reached 3,66,946, out of which 1,60,384 are active cases. Recovered cases are 1,94,325. Altogether, 12,237 patients have died so far. Maharashtra is on the top with 51,935 active cases. Meanwhile, recovery rate of patients from COVID-19 infection in India has improved to 52.95%. ICMR said that 1,65,412 tests of COVID-19 were conducted by various laboratories in the country in the last 24 hours. Globally, coronavirus has infected over 84,65,000 people. Nearly 4,52,000 people have succumbed to COVID-19 and 44,37,615 people have recovered so far. USA is on the top with 22,834,854 confirmed cases and total deaths of 1,19,943 so far. India is at 4th place in the world. Assam's total confirmed COVID-19 cases have reached 4,694, out of which 2,041 are active cases. Nagaland's confirmed COVID-19 cases have reached 181, out of which 78 are active cases. Tripura's total confirmed COVID-19 cases have reached 1,138, with 53 new confirmed cases, out of which 572 are active cases. While Mizoram's total confirmed COVID-19 cases climbed to 130, out of which 129 are active cases. Arunachal Pradesh confirmed COVID-19 cases have reached 103, out of which 93 are active cases. Confirmed cases in Sikkim have reached 70, out of which 66 are active cases, and there are only 13 active cases of COVID-19 in Meghalaya. Health and Family Welfare Minister Dr. Harshvardhan launched India's first mobile lab today for COVID-19 testing to promote last-mile testing access in rural India. The Infectious Disease Diagnostic Lab, that is iLab, is supported by the Department of Biotechnology under the COVID Command Strategy. This mobile lab will be deployed in the interior, inaccessible parts of the country. iLab has a capability to perform 25 reverse transcription of PCR and 300 ELISA's tests per day. The martyrdom of Indian soldiers who sacrificed their lives in the violent clash in Galwan Valley in eastern Ladakh will not go in vain. Prime Minister Narendra Modi asserted this while speaking over the violent instance of clash which erupted between the Indian and Chinese military personnel on Monday evening. He said India will give a befitting reply to anyone who tries to impinge upon its sovereignty and territorial integrity. Modi paid homage to the martyr soldiers and remembered their value. Prime Minister Narendra Modi affirmed that whatever may be the situation and circumstances, India will firmly protect every inch of its land and self-respect. Prime Minister, Cabinet Ministers, along with Chief Ministers of States and Union Territories who were present during the address, paid tribute to the martyrs by observing 2-minute silence. Thangmaiban MLA Kesh Joy Kishan and members of All Manipur Football Association AMFAR presented 50 kgs of rice and sports practice kits to Manipuri girls who are participating in India camp for FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup. Bebina Lisham, daughter of El Kunjo, and Roma of Thobal, Hauka Maning Laikai, and Thongnaugjam Kritina, daughter of T.H. Rajan and Memcha from Thobal Hauka Mamang Laikai, participated in various football tournaments in the state as midfielders of YWC Langthabal under the guidance of AFCB licensee M. Surmala Chanu. AMFA acknowledged their talent and represented them in various national football championships and selected them to participate in the India camp for the upcoming FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup to be hosted by All India Football Federation AIFF. The two players expressed gratitude to the MLA and AMFA for all its initiatives.
Ball to them pamjare, do Ahamada, Imum Manung Yaramde, do I pamjado, Uraga, a day yare, Rua, I Oza Sumala, Gi Makada Sanaduna, Oza Sumalana, Puming Hakjang Yauna Hona Bidagi, Nashi Tashi Yogum Zaki. Manipur Dagi, a koi manavi, Taret Yawashida, Lakadoriba World Cup, Sida Yaw playing 11 Sananava, Kana Hona Zari, Manipurgi, Miam Sina, Puning Togat Bium, Sunushibu.
A koi game the lockdown Marang was in a suti levida, and Fagi Mijina, Hanazu, Dan Tanaba saying Bibire, Adua, Hantaksu, equipment, Hanab the Sangba equipment, sing Amadi sing, Bibidam, Pabu, Hanian, and Taka Fondosari Amadi, Febna. The polishing Tara Hapakuzu Fangjare.
And before we wrap up, let's take a look at the headlines once again. Congress gears up to stake claim for government formation. Approaches governor to call for a special assembly session. NPP MLA RAJKUMARI says Chief Minister N. Biren's autocratic style of leadership impelled him to tender his resignation from cabinet ministerships. MLA Megachandra approaches Manipur Assembly Secretary for removal of Yumnam Khemchan as Speaker of Manipur Legislative Assembly. People pay tributes to slain brave hearts on A19, Great June Uprising Unity Day at Krekupat Memorial Site in Imphal. And India reports 12,881 new confirmed cases of COVID-19 in the last 24 hours. Death toll reaches 12,237. That's all we have in this evening bulletin. Thanks for being with us. Coming up next is Manu Khudna. For more news updates, you can also follow Impact TV on Facebook, Twitter and YouTube. Till then, have a great Sunday evening.